Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Jason with Suburban Adventures, and today I'm fishing, but I'm only going to use lures that I find. So I am at one of my favorite fishing spots. This is the Susquehanna River. This is what's known as Rock Bottom Dam. Now, it has been dry the last 2 weeks. It was less than a month ago that I came here after we had gotten some heavy rain, and this water was so high that you could barely even see the dam. And what happens is all these rocks here are all submerged when that happens. And so I actually came down here this morning with some worms to just fish, and I've already found 3 lures right here snagged on these rocks. Let me show you what I found. You're just gonna have to trust me that I found them. And then I'm gonna see if I can catch a fish only using these lures that I found. The first one I found is this, snagged to one of those rocks. This is a very deep diving crankbait. So you can usually tell by the length of the bill on a crankbait how deep it dives. I do not know what make this. Oh yeah, look at it. It looks like it says Storm. And then, yeah, it says deep rattling something. So I see people using these a lot down here. I don't know why you would. It's not very deep. This is probably at least a 5-foot diving crankbait. The other one I found is another, back to this one. This is sort of looks like it's in like a crawdad pattern. Then I found this one. This is another fairly deep diving crankbait. This is like a silver and blue pattern. And I do not see, looks like, let me look on this bill and see. Yeah, I can't really read what that says on there. If you're familiar with either of these, I don't know, let me know in the comments. And then I found this jig right here. And this actually had like a rubber fluke, which is like a rubber, looks like a rubber minnow, and it was all like disgusting. So I just took that off. I'm going to throw my own. I guess technically I shouldn't be. I'm either going to throw some worms on here. I'm going to throw like one of my own rubber worms on here. And then we'll see. I think I'm going to start with this. I'm going to toss this. So I'm going to give each one about maybe 5 to 10 minutes of fishing, and then switch to the next one. Here's the first thing I'm throwing, this found jig head with it's a fairly heavy one. I assume that I'll get snagged pretty quickly out there with this. And I just threw half of a rubber worm on there that I had left over. All right, let's get that out there and see. I know a lot of people use this sort of setup fishing for walleye here. And you get a lot of them snagged, but just like that. Oh, that did not take long. I almost had that snagged. I have a feeling this is not going to last long here with this heavy of a jig head when the water's this low. As I said, they do call this rock bottom, and this thing is all shot too. They do call this rock bottom dam for a reason. It's very rocky. You just got to keep my rod tip up and keep it moving. See what happens. It's crazy in just a month's time. I mean, this went from being just about as high as I've ever seen it. It's certainly not as low as I've ever seen it, but in less than a month, it has really come down. It's pretty hot. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be hot today, so. Oh. It's hard to tell if you're getting bites or if it's just this heavy jig head getting snagged. Well, that is it for the jig head. That was about 10 minutes. Snapped off. I was just trying to I snagged it on something. I was just trying to wiggle it free, and I snapped it right off. So, first lure I found, didn't have a bunch of luck with. Now, I would never, I'm not a huge crankbait guy, so I don't use a ton of crankbaits. The only crankbaits you can see, I have a whole box full of them. This is actually from a bunch of these here are actually ones that Temu sent me. I did a video maybe a year and a half ago reviewing some stuff that Temu sent me, and I got a package of like 60 some odd crankbaits from Temu. I have caught a couple fish on them. They're actually pretty decent, but these deep diving crankbaits, I don't really fish in enough places for deep diving crankbaits. The only ones I tend to use a bit are the square build crankbaits. So let me get this tied on and see if I can catch anything with it. All right, there we go. Got that tied on. Again, I think it's a storm. Let me know if you know, let me know if you know what type of crankbait this is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a storm. It's like it's got rattles in it too. There are a lot of crawdads here at this river, so maybe I'll have some success here. I just think this is going to dive too deep here. This river at this point is probably not much more than 3 or 4 feet deep right now, but we'll give it a try. It'll be something fun to try. I think maybe my best bet is right out here. There's also a deep hole right over there I might try, but I think my best bet is right out here. I like the action on it. I might actually go down under the bridge there and try it. It gets pretty deep under the bridge, and it's shaded under there, so it might be a little bit cooler. But action's decent. I do like the pattern. Let me try this little deep hole right over here. Well, I never made it down to the bridge. I just casted that out and I got snagged down there. And it snapped off. So, I'm 0 for 2. I probably would have kept, that was a pretty decent one. The hooks on it were pretty dull, very dull. I think it had been in the water for a while. But I probably could have replaced them. But again, I don't know if I would ever have used another deep diver. All right, let's get out the last one I found here. All right, third one, I'm going to use this silver and blue guy. I can't find a name on it. It says something on it. It might just be a generic or a Temu one or something. I was not intending to film a video today. I was just coming down here to fish. And then when I found these lures, I was like, oh, this might be kind of fun. Unlike my third cast here, I did actually catch a fish. Now, I filmed it vertically. I was going to use it as a YouTube short, but I'll throw that in right here so you can actually see me catching a fish. In case I don't have any luck with this guy. So here's the fish I caught on like my second cast here. Check this out, guys. Just wanted to show you I got this nice smallmouth down at the river on my red and white Daredevil. It's probably my favorite lure. I posted about this a little while back and I had quite a few people telling me that they were not a fan of the red and white Daredevil, but look at that. You can see that. Hooked him right in the corner of the mouth. Nice sized fish, long, sort of lean. He needs to go get some food. That's probably why he smacked this thing so hard. Let me get him off the hook and get him back in there. Okay, here he goes. And he's off. All right, I moved down a little bit. You can see the dam down there. This is actually, when the river is higher, this is actually where I was catching some catfish. So as I've been walking here, I've been looking to see if any of my own lures are snagged along the way here. That'd be pretty funny if I found my own lure. But there's it's a little deeper here, so let's try this silver and blue. This is a pretty deep diving crankbait again, so I have a feeling I'm not going to last long here before I get snagged. I can feel it bouncing along the bottom. I do like the motion, I do like the action, but I just don't think I'm going to have it long. Oh, do I have it? No, I thought I had something. Oh yeah, I do have something. Got some leaves. Had some leaves. And of course I just cast right back out into the same spot where I almost got snagged on leaves. That was smart. And yeah, got some more leaves. All right, let's go down under the bridge here. All right, let's see here. All right. Whew, man, it is gonna be a hot one today. This is decent. The action on this is pretty decent. The colors on it are pretty good. The water clarity is pretty decent today, but I just think I'm getting to where I'm to the hotter part of the day. It's now almost 10 o'clock, so it's hot. It's supposed to be in the low to mid 90s today, so I'm going to throw this thing around for a little bit more. Maybe I'll, thought I got it snagged. I'll bring you back if I catch anything. I actually did just hook onto something, but he popped off, and I'm checking these. I thought these hooks were decent. They're not. They're pretty dull. It was probably a muskie that I hooked onto. I'm just kidding. I don't think that was the case. Those hooks are very dull. It's going to have to be a pretty impressive hook set if I catch something on them. Ooh, it's hot. All right, no luck under the bridge. I still have it. I didn't lose it. But I was down there for 10 minutes. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head back upstream and toss this crankbait around a little bit. And then I have a few worms. I might just cast them out there before I head out of here. I was saying earlier, I'm not a big crankbait guy. I just never have been. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people love them. I just don't use crankbaits a lot. Never had a lot of luck with them. Except the square build crankbait is the only one. I'm gonna toss this a little bit back up here until I either lose it or I get too hot. All right, guys, well, it's getting hot. I'm gonna head out of here. The answer to the question in the thumbnail of the title of this video is no, I cannot catch a fish on lures that I found. I did catch a fish with my own lure, but for the 3 lures, the jig and then the 2 crankbaits, I could not catch a fish. I did not lose that silver and blue one, so I did walk away with a lure. I don't know if I'll ever use it again, but I got a new lure. I'm not sure why people would use deep diving crankbaits in a river when even when it's high, is only going to be a maximum of 10 to 12 feet, mostly, even at its deepest spots. I don't really understand that. Comment below and let me know what you think about crankbaits. Do you like them? What kind do you like? What's your favorite? Are they your go-to lure? Like I've said, they're not really one of my favorites, but just thought I'd try this challenge when I found those lures. Thought it'd be something fun to try. You can check out some videos of me using my own lures to catch fish right there. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. You can expect fishing and other outdoor adventure content from Suburban Adventures. Thanks for watching. Remember, get out and explore no matter where you live. We'll see you next time.